Hello students, in last lecture we have seen theorem first. In this lecture we see theorem 2 from sequences. Statement of theorem is, if the sequence of real numbers sequence Sn n is equal to 1 to infinity is convergent to L, then sequence Sn n is equal to 1 to infinity cannot also converge to distinct limit from L. That means if sequence converges to L, then L is its unique limit. Convergent sequence may not have more than one limits. This can be written as here: if limit of Sn is equal to L, n tends to infinity, and limit of Sn is equal to m, n tends to infinity. That means if there are two limits L and m, then L is equal to m. That means these two limits are not different but they are equal. That means in one sentence we can say that limit of sequence is unique. So to prove this we use method of contradiction. So let us take sequence Sn which converges to L. That means limit of Sn as n tends to infinity is equal to L, and take another limit of Sn as n tends to infinity is equal to capital M. So we have taken here two limits, and to show that they are equal, that means we have to show that L is equal to M. For that we use contradiction method. So for that initially we suppose that L is not equal to M. If L is not equal to M, then L minus M is not equal to 0. Therefore the value of L minus M or M minus L, that is modulus of M minus L, must be greater than 0. Absolute value is always positive, greater than 0. Therefore now here limit of Sn is L. Therefore by definition of limit, initially we have seen in first video definition of limit. So if L is a limit of this Sn, sequence Sn, then by definition we say that there exists any number, say capital N1 belongs to I, that means capital N1 is an integer number such that mod Sn minus L is less than given epsilon. For given epsilon there exists N1 such that mod Sn minus L is less than epsilon. Similarly, for second limit of Sn is equal to capital M. Therefore by definition of limit, for given epsilon which is greater than 0, there exists N2, any number, say N2 belongs to N, such that mod Sn minus M is less than epsilon. So we have used definition of limit in both the limits. So now for first definition, we have taken n1 as an integer and mod Sn minus L is less than epsilon for n greater than or equal to n1. Now for second limit we have taken another integer n2. For both the limits we take common integer, take capital N, which is maximum of n1 and n2, so that we use that number to both the limits. So n is greater than n1 and n is greater than n2. Therefore mod Sn minus L is less than epsilon for n is greater than or equal to capital N. Also mod Sn minus M is less than epsilon for n is greater than or equal to M. That means we have taken common number n for both the absolute values. Now take mod M minus L. These above statements we use further. Take mod M minus L. Now this can be adjusted as Sn minus L minus in bracket Sn minus M. You see here Sn minus Sn can be cancelled and we get minus L plus M. That means M minus L, which is written here. So this is adjustment only. So now these two brackets, this is modulus, we can separate it as mod Sn minus L plus mod Sn minus M. But you know the rule for modulus. Mod A plus B is always less than or equal to mod A plus mod B. If we separate the two terms in modulus, then we get this result. Therefore, for separating this, we get, instead of equal to, we write less than or equal to mod Sn minus L plus mod Sn minus M. Now this each modulus value is less than epsilon, we written in equation number 1. So we put there, instead of modulus we put epsilon. Therefore mod M minus L is less than epsilon plus epsilon. Therefore mod M minus L is less than 2 epsilon. Now here we take value of epsilon as mod M minus L upon 2. Therefore this above statement becomes mod M minus L is less than 2 into mod M minus L upon 2. These 2 get cancelled and we get mod M minus L is less than mod M minus L. So this is a wrong statement. We cannot say any value is less than itself. A is less than A or 5 is less than 5. We cannot say like this, and therefore this is a wrong statement. That means it is a contradiction, and this is because in start we have said that L is not equal to M. So now we have to say that L is equal to M, and this is the proof of theorem. In next lecture we will see the next theorem. Thank you.